Begin by setting up your space. You want to sit comfortably in a way where you don't strain, yet also have a certain amount of tension that allows you to remain focused throughout the whole practice. Place your candle before you at a safe distance, but where you can still reach it with your hands, and ideally where your eyes are at a 45-degree angle when you look down at it. This, for many, is the most comfortable position of the eyes to hold for an extended period of time, facilitating both focus and comfort and relaxation. Begin by taking a few deep breaths. Find a center of calm within you. Become present. And if there are any worries or thoughts floating in from the past or the future, to-dos, things from everyday life, just let those float out with your breath as you exhale. You might sigh, wiggle your body a little bit to release thoughts, release tension. Move back and forth a bit on your sit bones. And then bring all your awareness to the candle. Start by really looking at the candle, here and now, in the present moment. What colors do you see? Name them and get very specific. The candle will look different, the flame, depending on whether it is dark or light. So pay attention to this, especially if you do this practice several times under different light conditions. Notice the oranges, the yellows, the blues, the vibrating aura of color around it, how it is almost see-through in certain areas or completely see-through. Notice the wick and any glow. Also see if you can look through the candle or through the sides of the candle, moving your focus a little bit and seeing if that which is behind it looks different as a result from the candle than it does if you look just left and right of the candle. Do this to really get a sense of the visual effect that the candle has on its surroundings. And as you look, really look at the candle, store each impression in your memory bank. So don't just see it in the present moment, but see it in a way that you remember it. And now work with your sense of touch. So move your hands around the candle, first from the sides, and notice at what distance you can feel the heat. And maybe you also engage sight again, as the movement of your hands could cause the flame to move, and you see how movement affects the movement, the flickering, the organic motions. So explore the warmth, and also try from above, though with great care, as it's a lot hotter over the candle than it is at the sides. And again, different conditions will change how close you can go to the candle, how it feels. And you'll notice if you move by quickly, it's easy, but staying close for a longer period of time is a bit harder and a bit hotter. And again, store all your physical impressions in your memory bank, as we'll work with this in the later lessons. In the final part of this exploration of the candle with the senses, we're going to get a little bit playful. Now, do everything with great care. To begin with, see if you can smell the candle. Maybe you can smell the wax, the result of the flame. Maybe you have to imagine it a little bit, smell the heat or feel the heat with the inside of your nose. Be very careful, especially if you have long hair. And you don't have to go that close to get an impression, so you can definitely be careful and still have an experience. See also if you can hear the flame. Again, this requires a little playfulness, so you might wiggle your hand around. And ideally you are in a very quiet room, and see if you can hear the flickering. If I do this, move the hand quickly from an up and a downward motion by the flame, I can hear it move and flicker. I notice I can hear the effect that this gust of wind my hand creates has on the flame. Again, store this in your memory bank. And actually, you will also get a bit of a whiff of the flame as a result of moving your hand or blowing on it gently. You'll smell the wax in more detail as the air brings it up to your nose. And as a final bit of playfulness, see if you can taste the flame. Again, we might work with our hands or blowing and a bit of wind. And see if we can just feel the heat on our tongue, taste the wax on our tongue, and really get this full sensory experience of the flame. Now, don't actually lick the flame. That's not what it's about. But see just if you can get an impression on your tongue. You'll also notice if you add a little bit of wind and motion, you will be able to see little gusts of smoke rising up. And all this playfulness really serves to help make a deeper impression on your memory of the candle. So here, play is kind of an important aspect because it helps us remember everything we experience and draw on a full sensory imprint of the candle flame in our later practices. To complete this practice, take a few deep breaths. Find stillness. Sit with the flame and just review all your impressions and everything you have discovered. What did you see? What did you touch? What did you smell? What did you hear? And what did you taste? You might choose to center into a moment of gratitude to yourself, your inner child that hopefully helped with the play part of the practice. Some gratitude for your ability to retain memories. And gratitude for the flame itself. If it is part of your practice, once this video is ended, you can take a few moments to also write down your impressions, as this further helps deepen the imprint that everything you discovered leaves on your memory. We hope you enjoyed the practice. Thank you for being here.